So how do you know if you're in the right place, if this session is for you? Well, this webinar is for you if you've completed the family secret quiz and you want to know what it means to you. It's also for you if you want to know why you're a sensitive. Exactly why? Why am I sensitive? If you want to know those answers, it will become very clear in this session. It's also for you if you want to know how your ancestors have impacted your inner world, even if you're thinking, how can that happen? How can they possibly, people I don't even know, impact my inner world? And you'll also understand the real reason. This session is for you if you want to know the real reasons that you have felt at times in your life powerless. Okay. It's also for you if you're a sensitive who has or hasn't experienced childhood trauma. So it's relevant for you even if you have an ACE score of 0. Okay. It's for you if you feel it's time you had some answers, even if it feels like it might be that you have to be brave. Okay, that you might think, well, this is a bit uncomfortable, but I think I might have to be brave. And it's certainly for you if you are ready to heal. It's not for you, this session is not for you, if having answers to lifelong questions might be a little bit too much for you. You know, I'm just the messenger, okay? So there's no point in shooting the messenger. I'm just the one giving you this information. You know, it's a case of if it's something that you feel, yep, I can handle this and cope with this right now in my life, fine. If you really think, no, I don't think I can, then this session probably isn't for you. Okay, so what will you gain from today's session? Well, you're here because you're ready for answers, okay? You're ready for answers to some of those tough life questions. I promise what I give you will help you, okay? I really do promise that what I'm giving you in this session will help you. You might feel a little shock, but it will be followed by a huge relief. I will explain how your ancestors made you a sensitive, and I will show you how to change what you want to change when previously you felt really quite powerless. I'll show you why you've been searching for your core, that core of who you are, that sense of purpose, belonging, where it is that you fit into this world, why you've been searching for it, okay, when certainly other people don't seem to be. So before I really get into this session, here's a little bit about me, my score and why I do this work. I think you need to know this for the simple reason that this is about you feeling trust in what it is that, I have to say. Why would you want to, why would you trust what I have to say? Well, my score on the ACE test, the ACE test, is a 7. I used to be intensely ashamed of myself, as I had been taught to be. Okay, simply that I'd been taught to be very ashamed of myself. As a child, I suffered from untreated severe depression. I can remember back to, I think I was around about 7, it may have been earlier, planning my funeral from the age of about 7 on a consistent basis, which is a very strong sign of clinical depression. As an adult, my chronic inflammation and autoimmune diseases started around 25. When I was 25, which is very early for those to start. When I was pregnant with both of my sons, my immune system couldn't cope at all. The first son, I swelled to an unmanageable size, just kept on swelling as though I'd been kind of pumped full of air. The second child, my second son, who was 7 years later, it took me that long to suss up the courage to do it again. I would have died without modern medicine, simple as that. I would have done. There's no chance I would have survived. So at that time, I signed away my whole reproductive system at the age of 39 again, which is very young to be signing away your entire reproductive system. I was told categorically that with it, and if I ever got pregnant again, I would die. So it was very clear that it had to go and be removed in order to make sure I was here for my sons. Okay, so after both children, I endured severe hormone-induced postnatal illness. I was very unwell. physically and emotionally, very, very unwell. So I could go on, but that's just a little bit of it. Why do I tell you this? Excuse me. Why do I tell you this? Well, I only tell you because when it comes to trust in what we're about to look at, you need to know that I know, that I do know, that I'm not just someone, looking at this and ACE scores and adverse childhood experiences and going, oh yes, what is an interesting piece of research, that I actually do know what that experience is, and I do know, what that looks like as far as you're concerned. I do my work because it validates my existence, quite honestly. I get to know I exist, which isn't something that I could say honestly that I felt in my early life. I really did feel that I didn't exist. And also I enjoy seeing the transformation in others that I found in myself. My postgraduate background, that's in transpersonal psychology, spirituality and consciousness. Really, that path for me created itself. Why? I believe really quite clearly that my saviour, so to speak, was a deep intuitive unfolding, perhaps developed itself as a survival mechanism, and I'm sure it probably did, to be honest. Now, my inner world has transformed, not perfect, but it's transformed. It's transformed enough to give me pleasure and emotional safety in life without that neediness. All I do is share what I consider works, no fluffy stuff, I'm afraid. I'm not fluffy. I just offer what I feel works in terms of that level of transformation. And much of that starts with a leaning towards a self-compassion. So certainly by the end of this session, you will be a long way into that sphere. So my courses, books and programs have helped thousands of intuitive sensitive people in 121 countries. I'm also a published author, and my books are printed in 5 languages. I teach courses, both small and large ones, in both the UK and Ireland, and I'm blessed to work with such wonderful people. Intuitive sensitives are amazing, lovely people who are very much about that area of inner transformation. I've worked in this area full time since 1996, and what you can see now on the screen is a very old photo of me around about that. Well, it was in 1996. That's what I looked like in 1996. You'll see me in a minute, shortly, as I switch screens, and you will be able to see me as I go further into this particular session. So I've hundreds and hundreds of documented stories of transformation. There is some popping up on your screen now. Why am I showing you these? Just so that you can see that other people see this, have that level of transformation. It's not just me talking about that and saying, telling you that. It's a case of you seeing that other people do have these areas of transformation in what I offer. We have thousands of stories of transformation that have come through to us over the years. So